What's up, guys? My name is Aaron, and today I'm going to be reviewing Sausage Party. This is the latest movie by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. They're the writers and directors of the movies like The Interview, Superbad, This Is the End, Pineapple Express. They did a lot of movies together. But the thing with this movie is that it's animated, so it's kind of different than the other ones. It's about a bunch of food that live in a grocery store. They want to kind of get out of the grocery store because they hear of the great beyond out of the grocery store when they go with the humans that buy them. But they don't know what actually happens when, the food gets out. They don't know that humans eat the food. So it's kind of about that. Seth and Evan movies are like really good to me. Like they're at least good. Like The Interview, I thought that was pretty good. Or they're great. Like I thought This Is the End, Superbad, Pineapple Express were great, but This Is the End was definitely my favorite and definitely probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. So whenever they write a movie, I'm always in because I feel like they're really talented at, kind of making a really good comedy. To me, this was their worst comedy that they made, but I felt like it was just decent, I guess. I feel like the animation is really good, really cartoony. It was really cartoony, but it does work. I like the overall designs of the characters and stuff, and I like how cute and kind of adorable the characters look. And I felt like they did some really cool frame shots with how small the characters were and kind of the scale of the grocery store and stuff like that. I thought that they had some really cool composed shots that, I didn't really expect in an animated movie. It wasn't like amazing, like the animation and stuff, but I felt like it was good enough, and I did like the overall design of the characters. The voice acting is pretty great. It was definitely like the same type of vibe that, Seth Rogen movies have. The same type of people like Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, James Franco, Danny McBride. A lot of the same people that you know, but they had some different people too, like Salma Hayek, Edward Norton, Kristen Wiig. I like the overall cast. I feel like they did a pretty solid job overall, but some of my favorites had to be Nick Kroll as the douche. Like, he was literally a douche, and I love that. He's just so funny at playing like kind of like an asshole. And like I feel like he killed it. He was probably one of the funniest characters in the movie. Michael Cera as Barry, kind of like the deformed hot dog. I thought he was really good too. He's pretty much playing Michael Cera in everything, but I do think that Michael Cera is really funny, so it does check out here. And I do think that his character has like the biggest arc, if that makes sense. And I think that's kind of weird that this type of movie has an arc, but whatever. Edward Norton played like a Bagel, Sammy Bagel Jr. I thought that he was pretty funny too. He was kind of like a ornery old man. I thought that he was kind of racist with the kind of jokes that they played because he was a Jewish, but it was funny enough. Like, I feel like his character was pretty funny. There's really no bad, voice acting in this entire movie. Pretty great all around. My favorite thing about the movie is just like the tropes and kind of how they did different genre stuff. I liked how they kind of made fun of the different genres. Like in the beginning of the movie, like in the first like 10 or 15 minutes, there's like this scene that kind of reminds me of like a horror apocalypse movie. I just like how they kind of play with these cartoony kind of kid-like characters in, like a horror movie. Also another scene in the middle of the movie that's kind of played the same way. I just like these kind of kiddie, cartoony looking characters in like, kind of like a really bleak and kind of dark scene. Like that the movie is kind of meta. There are some kind of meta jokes in the movie, and I like those as well. But overall, my major problem with the movie is it just wasn't that funny. This is by far the least funny Rogen Goldberg movie out there. I feel like some characters had some good moments, like the ones that I kind of mentioned earlier, but I feel like this movie was just really hit or miss, and it was a lot more on the miss side. I think it was just missing that improv kind of like looseness vibe that their movies have, because they're live action, so you can kind of go off the cuff and stuff a lot more. Like This Is the End. Essentially, it was just a hangout movie, and I love that aspect of it, that all these different actors were just hanging out, kind of just making jokes and just being chill. And I felt like with a more structured and kind of tighter script, because this is an animated movie, they didn't have a lot of the looseness that I like in the movies. There was an admittedly really great scene in kind of like the middle of the movie that I thought was really funny. Like, my mouth dropped because how like kind of out of place it was. And in the last 5 to 10 minutes, there was something so shocking. Like, I just had to laugh. It was just really funny. And I thought that the movie was just kind of raunchy and kind of edgy just to be raunchy and edgy. I don't mind raunchiness. Like, I watch Seth Rogen movies. I watch Adam McKay movies. I watch Paul Feig movies. I watch Judd Apatow movies. I don't mind raunchiness at all. But I do think that they went a little bit over the board with this one, and I felt like it wasn't really creative enough. I feel like just because it was an animated movie, they just went like full speed ahead. Like, they just went like 20 out of a 10 on a raunchiness scale, and I felt like they just did it because it's an animated movie. They just want to see these kind of cute characters kind of saying this crazy stuff. I felt like characters wearing just a swear, like really no rhyme or reason for it. It just kind of felt off. And kind of like some weird racist jokes in the movie too, throughout the movie, that really didn't land for me. Some of them did, but most of them didn't. Again, probably like the least funny Rogen Goldberg movie out there. Overall, I just thought it was like an okay, kind of decent movie. I like the animation. I thought that the animation was really cool, like the character designs, and I like kind of like the cool frame shots that they had in the movie with regard to scale and stuff. The voice acting was pretty great overall, but these people are all really funny, so you know you're gonna get funny moments in this movie. And I like how they kind of played at different genres in the movie. Like I felt like these kind of cute looking characters in these scenes were really kind of jarring, and I like that. I just liked that it just wasn't that funny. It didn't feel like a Seth Rogen, Evans Goldberg movie. I just felt like it was a little bit off. I think that had to do with it being like a more structured script as opposed to, you know, kind of having that looseness that a live action movie can have. And I felt like it was just kind of raunchy and edgy just to be raunchy and edgy. No real rhyme or reason to it at all. Overall, I would give it a C. I would watch it if it was like on HBO or if it was just on like FX or something like that, but this to me isn't a movie that you never necessarily need to go out and see the first weekend. Maybe Redbox, yeah, it was just okay. I didn't hate it, but it just was kind of disappointment coming from this team. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on the movie. What did you guys think? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys, bye.